There is one mistake used Honda Odyssey buyers make over and over again. They see the Honda badge, hear that the van has a dependable V6, and assume every model year is basically the same. But two Odysseys parked beside each other can have completely different ownership stories. One might carry a family beyond 200,000 miles with little more than routine maintenance. The other might need a transmission, burn oil between services, or develop electronic problems that turn every road trip into a guessing game. And the difference may come down to nothing more than the year printed on the registration. The Odyssey has been one of America's most popular family vehicles for decades, but its history follows a surprisingly consistent cycle. Honda introduces a redesigned van loaded with new equipment. The first buyers discover the weaknesses. Honda quietly revises the hardware and software. Then, a few years later, the Odyssey becomes the van it probably should have been from the beginning. That means the safest Odyssey is often not the newest one you can afford. It is usually the one built after Honda had enough time to correct the problems introduced during the redesign. So rather than simply listing every year from worst to best, we are going to follow that cycle through the Odyssey's history. We will look at the years that earned the van its worst reputation, the overlooked bargains that followed them, and the newer models that may be worth paying extra for. We begin with the transmission failures that still shape the Odyssey's reputation more than 2 decades later. When Honda launched the second-generation Odyssey for 1999, it transformed the vehicle. The previous Odyssey had been smaller and more wagon-like. The new version was a proper American family minivan with a powerful V6 sliding rear doors, 3 rows of usable seating, and enough space to challenge the dominant vans from Chrysler and Toyota. Families loved it. Unfortunately, the automatic transmission did not always love the workload. The 1999, 2000, and 2001 models became known for premature transmission failures. Some vans began shifting harshly. Others hesitated before engaging drive or reverse. In more serious cases, owners lost the ability to move the vehicle altogether. What made the problem especially painful was how early it could happen. A family could buy an Odyssey expecting typical Honda durability, only to face transmission trouble at 60,000, 70,000, or 80,000 miles. That is far too early for a major drivetrain component to fail, particularly in a vehicle purchased specifically for dependable family transportation. Honda eventually extended warranty coverage on affected vehicles, and transmission concerns became the subject of considerable owner frustration and legal pressure. But those protections have long since expired. Anyone buying one of these vans today is buying the remaining risk along with it. A replacement transmission can easily cost several $1,000s. On a van that may now be worth only a few $1,000s in total, one major failure can effectively total the vehicle financially, even if the body and engine remain in good condition. That does not mean every surviving 1999 through 2001 Odyssey is about to break. In fact, any example still driving today may have already received a replacement transmission. But that creates another question. Who performed the work, which parts were used, and how many miles have passed since the repair? Without paperwork, you are relying on the seller's memory and the van's behavior during a short test drive. That is not enough reassurance for a vehicle with this history. The 2002 through 2004 models are more complicated. Honda replaced the 4-speed automatic with a 5-speed unit and made efforts to improve durability. These vans were generally better than the earliest second-generation models, but transmission complaints did not disappear. Owners still reported slipping, rough shifting, overheating, and premature wear. Think of these years as an improvement, not a complete solution. A properly maintained 2003 or 2004 Odyssey may continue running for years, but this is where service records become more important than the mileage shown on the dashboard. A van with 170,000 miles and documented transmission fluid service may be a safer purchase than one with 110,000 miles and no maintenance history at all. The condition of the fluid also matters. Burnt smelling or unusually dark transmission fluid can be a warning sign, although fresh fluid is not automatic proof of good health either. A seller may have changed it immediately before listing the vehicle. During the test drive, pay attention to delayed engagement when moving from park into drive, hesitation when pulling away, shuddering under light acceleration, or shifts that feel unnecessarily aggressive. One rough shift does not always mean the transmission is failing, but several symptoms together are a strong reason to walk away. Honda's next redesign arrived for 2005, and once again, the first model year brought uncertainty. The third-generation Odyssey was larger, more refined, and filled with features that made it more appealing to families. It also offered Honda's familiar 3.5-liter V6, an engine capable of very high mileage when maintained correctly. But the 2005 model still carried some transmission complaints. Owners reported delayed engagement, rough shifts, and drivability problems that made the first year of the redesign less reassuring than the vans that followed it. The important part of the story is what happened next. By 2007, Honda had moved beyond many of the early generation complaints. The 2007, 2008, and 2009 Odysseys became some of the most compelling, low-cost years in the entire lineup. They were old enough to depreciate heavily, but new enough to deliver the size, comfort, and road manners most families expect from a modern minivan. This is where the Odyssey story stops being about avoiding failure and starts becoming about finding value. A clean 2007 through 2009 van can be an excellent budget purchase, particularly if the previous owner kept up with the timing belt service, transmission fluid changes, engine oil, cooling system, and other scheduled maintenance. The timing belt is especially important. Honda's V6 uses a belt rather than a maintenance-free timing chain. If the belt breaks, the resulting engine damage can be severe. Buyers should look for documentation showing that the timing belt, tensioner, and usually the water pump were replaced at the proper interval. Do not accept "the previous owner probably did it" as proof. If the service cannot be verified, treat the timing belt job as an expense you may need to handle immediately after buying the van. That does not necessarily make the Odyssey a bad purchase. It simply needs to be included in the real cost. These middle third-generation years also avoid some of the complexity and pricing found in later models. They will not give you the newest infotainment system or the most advanced driver assistance technology, but that simplicity can be an advantage for buyers who want affordable transportation rather than a rolling electronics package. Then, Honda redesigned the Odyssey again for 2011, and the familiar cycle repeated itself. This time, the primary concern was not the same kind of widespread transmission trouble that damaged the early vans. It was oil consumption connected to Honda's Variable Cylinder Management System, commonly called VCM. VCM allows the engine to deactivate certain cylinders during lighter driving conditions. The goal is improved fuel economy. When the van does not require the full output of the V6, the system temporarily reduces how much of the engine is working. In theory, it is a clever way to save fuel without giving up power. In practice, some 2011 through 2013 Odyssey owners reported that their engines began consuming excessive amounts of oil. That meant checking the dipstick frequently and adding oil between scheduled services. For owners who did not realize the level was falling, the engine could spend time operating with less lubrication than it needed. That is where a manageable inconvenience can become an expensive mechanical problem. Low oil can increase wear inside the engine. Spark plugs may foul, warning lights can appear, misfires may develop. In the most serious cases, what began as regular oil top-offs can progress into internal engine repairs. Honda extended certain warranty coverage connected to oil consumption concerns, but once again, most of these vans are now far beyond the period when the manufacturer would pay for the repair. When inspecting a 2011, 2012, or 2013 Odyssey, do not limit the conversation to whether it currently runs well. Ask how much oil it uses. Ask whether the owner adds any between changes. Look for maintenance records showing unusually frequent spark plug replacement or repairs related to misfires. Check the oil level before the engine is started. If it is already low while the vehicle is being offered for sale, that tells you something about either the engine or the owner's maintenance habits. Neither possibility is encouraging. The good news is that the fourth generation became considerably more attractive as it matured. The 2014 through 2017 Odysseys represent one of the strongest periods for shoppers who want a balance of modern comfort, reasonable pricing, and proven mechanical durability. By this point, complaint levels had settled compared with the early 4th-generation vans. The 3.5-liter V6 remained strong, the 6-speed automatic developed a generally solid reputation, and the overall package felt mature rather than experimental. Among these years, the 2016 and 2017 models deserve special attention. They arrived near the end of the generation, after Honda had years to make adjustments, but before the next redesign introduced an entirely new group of potential problems. That position near the end of a model cycle is often exactly where a used vehicle buyer wants to be. These vans also offer a useful amount of modern equipment without relying as heavily on complex screens and software as the 5th-generation Odyssey. Depending on the trim, buyers can find power sliding doors, leather seating, rear entertainment systems, blind spot monitoring, and other family-focused features. Of course, age and maintenance still matter. A neglected 2017 is not automatically better than a carefully maintained 2013. But when condition and service history are similar, the late 4th-generation models usually provide fewer reasons for concern. Then we arrive at 2018. The 5th-generation Odyssey looked like a major step forward. Honda gave it a more modern interior, added technology, updated the transmission choices, and loaded higher trims with features intended to make family travel easier. But the launch year became a perfect example of why buying the first year of a redesign can be risky. Owners reported harsh or confused shifting, particularly at lower speeds. Some vans hesitated when accelerating from a stop. Others shifted abruptly or shuddered in situations where the transmission should have operated smoothly. Software updates improved certain vehicles, but experiences varied. A van that received every available update might behave normally, while another could continue displaying irritating shift behavior. Then there was the infotainment system. Owners complained about screens freezing, systems rebooting, audio cutting out, and controls refusing to respond. In a basic economy car, a glitchy screen is annoying. In a high-trim family van, where navigation, entertainment, phone connectivity, and vehicle settings may all depend on that screen, the problem becomes much harder to ignore. The 2018 Odyssey also faced a power sliding door recall connected to the possibility of a door not latching correctly and potentially opening while the vehicle was moving. That combination, transmission complaints, electronic problems, and a safety recall, makes 2018 one of the years that deserves the most careful inspection. Documentation is critical. Confirm that all recalls have been completed. Check whether the infotainment system received updates or replacement components. Test every screen, button, speaker, camera, sliding door, USB port, and rear entertainment feature. Do not assume an electronic problem is minor simply because the engine and transmission feel healthy. A family van contains many convenience features, and repairing several small failures can quickly become expensive. The 2019 Odyssey improved, but it did not instantly erase every complaint. Some owners still experienced rough, low-speed shifts and intermittent electronic issues. It is generally a more appealing purchase than the 2018, but it remains close enough to the launch year that buyers should investigate it carefully. By 2020, the 5th-generation Odyssey had entered a more settled period. The 2020 through 2023 models generally offer the strongest combination of updated design, usable technology, comfort, and improved reliability within the 5th generation. These vans cost considerably more than older examples, but the premium buys something valuable: fewer unknowns. For families planning to keep the van for many years, paying more upfront for a well-documented later model may cost less than buying a cheaper launch year van and chasing repeated repairs. That does not mean every 2020 or newer Odyssey is flawless. No used vehicle is. Recalls, individual defects, and poor maintenance can affect any year. But compared with the more troublesome launch period, these later 5th generation vans are where Honda's redesign finally began to feel fully developed. So which Odyssey years make the most sense for different budgets? For a very inexpensive family hauler, begin with the 2007 through 2009 models. They are old enough that rust, neglected maintenance, and worn suspension components may matter more than the original design. But a clean example with timing belt records can deliver a surprising amount of life for the money. For the strongest balance of price, comfort, and established reliability, focus on 2014 through 2017, with 2016 and 2017 standing out. These years give you a more modern van without placing you directly inside the problem window that followed the 2018 redesign. For buyers who want newer technology and are willing to pay more, the 2020 through 2023 Odysseys are the safer portion of the 5th generation. They benefit from the corrections Honda made after the difficult 2018 launch. The years requiring the greatest caution are 1999 through 2001 because of their transmission history, 2002 through 2004 because those concerns did not completely disappear, 2011 through 2013 because of oil consumption complaints, and 2018 because of its combination of transmission, infotainment, and sliding door issues. But model year alone should never make the final decision. A supposedly excellent year with no service history can be a worse purchase than a questionable year that has received every necessary repair and been maintained by one careful owner. The badge and year tell you where to begin looking. The inspection tells you whether that specific van deserves your money. Before purchasing any Odyssey, check the transmission fluid and shifting behavior. Verify the timing belt history. Test both sliding doors repeatedly. Run the climate control in every seating row. Check for oil leaks, warning lights, uneven tire wear, suspension noises, and signs that the van has been used hard without proper maintenance. And because minivans live difficult lives, inspect the interior more carefully than you would in an ordinary sedan. Broken seat mechanisms, failed power doors, damaged entertainment systems, worn air conditioning components, and missing second-row seats may not prevent the van from driving, but they can significantly reduce its usefulness and value. The Honda Odyssey is still capable of being the dependable 200,000-mile family vehicle people expect it to be, but that reputation was not earned equally by every model year. The safest strategy is simple. Avoid being the person who pays to discover a redesign's weaknesses. Look toward the middle or end of a generation, demand real maintenance records, and never let a clean exterior distract you from an uncertain mechanical history. Choose the right Odyssey, and it may spend the next decade hauling children, luggage, furniture, pets, sports equipment, and nearly everything else a family can throw at it. Choose the wrong one, and the only thing it may carry reliably is repair bills. If this breakdown helped you decide which Honda Odyssey years to pursue and which ones deserve more caution, subscribe for more used car reliability guides. And let us know in the comments which Odyssey year you own, how many miles it has, and whether it has lived up to Honda's reputation.